Today, I am here to talk about technical reports, forms, and content. So, what do you mean by a report? A report is a word, usually a piece of factual writing based on evidence containing organized information or analysis on a particular topic. Report is derived from Latin word reporter means to bring back. Over a period of time, it has evolved to mean that the gathered information is unbiased and evidence-based. Usually, a piece of factual writing based on the evidence containing unorganized information or analysis of a particular topic. It is a major form of technical, business, or professional communication. A person transmits certain facts, ideas, or suggestions useful for another person through a report. It can be also the description of an event or a condition. Importance of reports. A report is the only tangible project of a professional. Reports enable decision making and problem solving in organizations. Reports helps the authorities in planning new ventures and evaluating men and material. Reports are an important means of information dissemination within and outside the organization. Reports serve as a measure of growth, progress, and success of an organization. Reports serve as a valuable repository of information. It reveals gap of thinking. It develops certain skills in the writer. What are the objectives of reports? Present a record of accomplished work, means a project report, record an experiment, record a research finding or a technical specification, document schedules, timetables and milestones, document current status, record and clarify complex information for future reference, present information to a large number of people, present organized information on a particular topic, recommend actions that can be considered in solving certain problems. What are the characteristics of a report? Precision, factual details, relevance, reader orientation, objectivity of records, and clarity. Precision gives us a unity and coherence to the report and makes it a valuable document. Effective reports must clearly reflect their purpose. The purpose should be direct, investigation, analysis, and recommendation. Factual details should be very detailed and factual. It should meet the audience expectation. The scientific accuracy of fact is very essential to a good report. The facts present in a report should be not only accurate but should also be relevant. It is that essential that every fact included in a report has to be a bearing on the central purpose. It is equally essential to see that no relevant information is excluded. A good report is always reader oriented. While drafting a report, it is necessary to keep in mind that the persons who is or are going to read it. Objectivity of records are made at the end of a report that they must be impartial and objective. They should come as a logical conclusion to investigation and analysis. Clarity. A good report should be absolutely clear. Clarity depends on the proper arrangement of facts. Report writers should make their purpose clear, define their sources, state of their findings, and finally make the necessary recommendations. What is a good report? A good report is precise, brief, reader-oriented, factual, objective and homogeneous, unambiguous and accurate, detailed and documented, and relevant. So the sum of all these characteristics comes to finalize a good report. Categories of report. On the basis of purpose, frequency, mode of reporting, length, approach, target audience, reports can be classified as follows: informative analytical, periodic special, oral written, long short, formal informal, individual and group. Formal inform and for in sorry informative analytical are based on purpose, periodic special based on the frequency, oral written based on the mode of presentation, long short based on the length, formal informal based on the approach, individual or a group based on the target audience. What is the informative reports and analytical reports? An informative report, as the name suggests, entails the provision of all details and facts pertaining to the problem. In a report of this kind, the introduction is followed by a presentation of information or facts and a conclusion thereafter, where all the details are collated in brief as a recap of earlier sections. An analytical report is also known as interpretive or investigative report. An analytical report analyzes the fact, draws conclusions, and makes recommendations. An analytical report comprises stages in which there is a proper identification of the problem, analysis, subsequent interpretation. The problem-solving methods, the steps are observed as follows. Drafting the problem statement. Secondly, involving criteria. Third, suggesting alternatives and evaluation. Fourth, drawing conclusions and making recommendations. Periodic and special reports. Periodic reports are either informational or analytical in their purpose, as they are prepared and presented at a regular prescribed intervals in the usual routine of the business. They are called routine reports. They may be submitted annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, fortnightly, weekly, or even daily. Special reports are related to a single occasion or situation. A report on the feasibility of opening a new branch, a report on the unrest among the staff in a particular branch, a report on the causes of the behind the recent fire incidents in a factory are special reports. It deal with non-recurrent problems. Oral and written reports. Reports can be oral or written depending upon the mode of presentation. When you rejoin a duty after attending an international seminar, you meet your officer and report about the deliberations of the seminar. This type of reporting comes under oral reporting. It is simple and easy to present. It communicates an impression to an observation. While written reports are always preferred as they enjoy several advantages over the oral ones. Long and short reports. Reports are classified based on the frequency of appearance, length, degree of formality, and purpose. Short reports include memo and letter reports. It usually begins with an introduction, followed by the information and then the conclusion. In contrast, long reports place a lot of emphasis on the format. It got elaborate structure and consists of an abundant information. Moreover, it is properly organized, analyzed. It is usually produced after detailed research and data collection. This can be further classified as informative, analytical, and recommendatory reports. Formal and informal reports. A formal report is a result of proper survey, investigation, and is presented in a prescribed format. It is prepared as per the requirement of organization. The formal reports have all the elements of reports and follow the laid down rules of writing reports. An informal report is usually transmitted from person to person. It can vary from a few lines to several pages. Sometimes an informal report may include a raw data that can be used at the time of need. Individual or group reports. A report presents information in an organized manner in the most usable form to the set of people. It may describe the series of events to the concerned people. For example, it may represent government expenditure of the year to all the citizens of the nation. And the report on the admission pattern in the engineering college can be presented to the aspiring engineers and their parents These two are examples of group report. Some reports are concerned only to an individual and are not meant for a group general reader. These include attendance of a report of an employee or an individual's progress report. These reports are more interest to the top authority and anyone else. It is called an individual report. The format and design of these two reports may not vary much, but for an individual report, the formalities can be dispensed with and personal touch can be added. Formats. A report may have any one of the formats. It can be either manuscript, a memo, a letter, a pre-printed form. Manuscript. This is the most commonly used format for reports and is generally used for formal reports. The length of such reports can range from a few pages to several hundred. A report sent to somebody with an organization will be in a memo format. The analysis, conclusions, and recommendations are included in the main text part of the memorandum, and the other parts being the same as the inter-office memorandum. The letter report is one of the most personalized forms of report, but the degree to which it can be personalized depends upon the relationships between writer and the audience, and the circumstances under which it is used. Pre-printed form reports containing routine matter and which are periodical in nature may be written in a form of prescribed by the organization. All needs to do it in to fill in the blanks as a pre-printed form. The forms of memo, letter and pre-printed form is as follows. Letter format, memo format, sample inception report. Thank you for listening me.